If I tell you that a love story was so powerful that its echoes can still be heard across the world, would you believe me? A father's arrogance, a daughter's unparalleled devotion, a husband's catastrophic dance of destruction, and the birth of 51 sacred sites. When love is dishonored, when devotion turns into a challenge, destruction is born. A Mahakal's lament, a third eye's flame, and the creation of the 51 Shakti Peethas. This is not just a story. This is a truth that even time could not erase. This is the legend of goddess Sati and the mystery of the 51 Shakti Peethas. A divine child was born in the celestial assembly, so radiant that even the sun appeared dim in comparison. She was no ordinary girl. She was Sati, the incarnation of the supreme Shakti. But who has ever escaped the script of destiny? Was this birth a blessing or a curse? No one knew that this girl would become the cause of the most destructive dance the universe had ever seen. Just as water cannot be stopped from reaching the ocean, Sati's heart knew only one name, Mahadev, Shiva, neither a god nor a demon, a destroyer, yet compassionate, a hermit, yet the supreme ruler of the cosmos. Shiva, that ascetic, that matted-haired wanderer, the one who dwells in cremation grounds? No, my daughter will never marry a beggar. But love does not fear commands, nor does it obey boundaries. Sati defied her father's opposition and set forth on a journey through the harsh paths of the Himalayas to claim Mahadev as her own. And thus began the most extraordinary union in creation, a love that left even the gods astonished, a love that could halt the cycle of time itself. But remember, when love is great, its trials are equally severe. For the gods, Sati and Shiva's marriage was a moment of joy. But for Daksha, it was an unbearable insult. And when humiliation turns into wrath, destruction is inevitable. King Daksha, who considered himself the wisest and most powerful Prajapati of creation, never accepted his daughter's decision. And when ego is wounded, it turns into revenge. Daksha organized a grand sacrificial ritual. Invitations were sent to all the gods, sages were summoned, even demons were invited. But Shiva's name? It was forbidden in this assembly. When Sati learned that her father had invited the entire universe, but insulted Shiva, could she bear this? Could a daughter remain uninvited to her own father's sacred ritual? Shiva warns her, there is no reason to go where there is no respect. But Sati's heart was unsettled. She was a daughter. How could she tolerate this insult? And then, she made her decision. When Sati arrived at the yajna hall, she was not welcomed. She was humiliated. Her own father refused to acknowledge her presence. Words are not just words. They hold the power to shake the entire universe. And today, Daksha's words had set fire to Sati's very soul. When love is insulted, when a force like Sati is rejected, there is only one path left, self-sacrifice. And thus, a daughter sacrificed herself to protect her honor. But was this the end? No. This was the beginning of a dance of destruction that would shake the entire cosmos. When love is lost, when the greatest yogi of all time loses his patience, the cosmos trembles. And then, the moment arrived that shook the entire universe. Those who know Shiva also know that he is the god of destruction, but not for mere annihilation, rather for cosmic balance. But today, something had changed. It is said that when Shiva's third eye opens, only destruction remains. And today, his wrath was beyond imagination. And then, the god of destruction arrived at the place where his beloved had been humiliated, where his love had been reduced to ashes. Shiva needed no weapons, for his fury itself was the deadliest force in the cosmos. But this rage was not just for Daksha. It was grief. It was the lament of a lover, It was the mourning of a husband. The Shiva who once meditated for the welfare of the cosmos had now reached the peak of devastation. The universe was engulfed in fear. But could Shiva be stopped? Could anyone bring him out of this fury? And then, Vishnu's discus performed the unthinkable. Wherever Sati's body parts fell, those places became sacred Shakti Peethas, sites where the divine feminine energy still thrives. This is not just a tale, it is an eternal truth, a saga of love, sacrifice, and divine power that will remain alive through the ages. These are not just stone idols. These are not just temples. This is the very existence of goddess Sati. They say when Sati's body parts fell upon the earth, those places were no longer ordinary. They became centers of divine energy, places where the presence of the goddess is still alive. This is not just devotion. This is an eternal truth. Kalighat, where the mother's toes are said to have fallen. Jwalamukhi, where the sacred flame has been burning since time immemorial. Hinglaj, now in Pakistan, but still a place where the divine energy of Shakti is awakened. Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan. Beyond these borders, the worship of Shakti has endured through the ages. Even today, these temples are not just visited by devotees. They are sought by those who wish to experience divine energy, by those who seek to understand the form of the goddess that is the very axis of the universe. These are not just temples. This is the existence of Sati. These are the places where Shakti is immortal. 51 Shakti Peethas. These are not just temples made of stone, but living proof of the goddess's existence. Every prayer here is heard. Every invocation receives a response. Have you ever felt the energy that still vibrates in these places? Is it merely faith, or is there an unseen force that draws us toward these temples? This is not just a legend. This is an eternal truth. This saga is still alive, within the hearts of devotees, in the ringing of temple bells, and in the glow of every sacred flame. But this was just a glimpse. Do you wish to explore this mystery even further? Then join us. Subscribe to the Divine Saga and uncover the secrets that even time could not erase.